So we're going to move on to our next subject. Let's keep the chairs up there just in case. Oh, okay. So we're going to move on to our next subject, Gen Z. Let me get a show of hands, how many Gen Z in the house today? You know, I asked AI once if I would have a successful acting career. He said, go back 20 years and make better decisions. All right, Gen Z, we're going to move on to you guys. You guys are the real deal. You guys were born with phones in your hand, and we have a marketing expert here for Gen Z that we're going to invite up stage. We're tapping into the Gen Z market. Please join me for a warm welcome for our next panel speaker in 30 great minutes with Didi Wong. Are you in the house?
Yes, I am.
Hi.
I'm right here.
Welcome. You're going to get 30 minutes. Give it up for Didi Wong.
Dame Didi Wong.
Dame.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your energy. Hi, everyone. How are you guys? Okay, I have been told that some of you are very excited for this keynote, which makes me very excited, Rachel. How are you enjoying the conference so far? Good, good. Okay, we're going to change up the energy a little bit. We were talking about data. We're talking about a little bit more of the behind-the-scenes stuff on marketing. I'm here to talk about personal growth marketing, which is how you present yourself. Turn every stranger into an ally is my signature keynote that I speak about all around the world. And this is actually my 5th year with the 2.0 marketing conferences. I have loved these conferences because I have met so many amazing people, such as yourselves. I'm sure I'll be meeting you guys after my speech. And it has been really fruitful in the way that I've been able to inspire, motivate, and help people grow. So please, right off the bat, I want you to know, don't be afraid to come up to me afterwards and introduce yourself to me. And if something resonates with you during my signature speech, I want you to hold on to it and then maybe ask me even more questions. I am here to serve you. I am here to make new friends, and I'm not just a keynote scary speaker that you can't approach. Okay, that's really important to me. Okay, let's start off with who am I? It's important for you to know who I am because you need to trust me in order for you to take my words seriously. And I'm here truly to hopefully do something to you in this room so that when you walk out the room, you would have taken something from my speech to apply to your life, to apply to your communications, to apply to your conversations, and maybe take you somewhere. And you're like, oh, you know what, that Asian girl that was there, I don't remember her name, but she was in green, and she just said something, I'm going to apply that. Because you're going to be meeting each other as strangers. You are strangers to each other. And I want you to turn each other into an ally. Use the time that you're here. Why are you here otherwise, right? I want you to be here. Be friendly, go out there, talk to each other, and make friends, make connections. And do not lead with your title. Do not lead with what you do. Lead with your humanity. Lead with who you are as a person. And then you connect, and then they will want to give you more time, and then you go into what do you do. So that is really, if you don't take anything away from my speech today or anything away from the conferences in the next 3 days, I want you just put this in your brain. When you introduce yourself to people, people ask you, what do you do, who are you, or however they question you, lead with the human side of you first, because that is the trick. In order to truly get someone's attention, to connect with them on a norm. Everybody here is a human. Everybody here is not a title first. We are born babies first, right? And so I really want you to take that away. I am Dame Didi Wong. Dame is my title from the Royal Order of Constantine the Great. I was knighted. And I have recently become the Grand Prior of the state of Florida, which is very exciting because what we do is we actually get to knight people and make them become a sir or a dame. And I actually just came from Saturday evening in Florida, in Miami, doing an amazing event with the mayor, with some of these big name people in Florida. And I encourage you to check out my Instagram, Didi Wong Official, so that you can actually, if you are interested in this type of stuff, now I've become a friend, now you've seen me speak, and I would love for you to just approach me if there's something that you would like to know more, because I'm here to serve and teach you something or educate and make you change your life. I promise you I might change your life. Okay, so next I'm going to do my own clicker here. So I have many titles. I just told you I'm the Grand Prior of Florida. I am a movie producer, TV producer. I just recently finished a movie with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino. And I do philanthropy. I own my own foundation. We fight human trafficking. I'm also a speaking and business coach. I have my own company called the Yes Academy. And this is why I am here today. Not the other titles. I'm also an angel investor. So if you have an idea, you want to have your own company, I would be that person to approach to tell me the idea, and usually I would give you a few minutes to see how you do. And that's why what I teach today will be very helpful for you pitching or connecting with somebody. So I really want to help you in how you speak. That is the most important way for you to connect with someone. I want you to know that every time you speak, you have an opportunity to do something greater. Every time you speak to another human being, you have an opportunity to change their lives and change your life. So this is how important it is that you speak well, and that is why I love teaching speaking. So statistics, as you can see, I'm not going to go through every single thing that I've written. Hey, Anne, how are you? My client is here. She's amazing. I want you to know that not every slide I have, I'm going to go through every single thing. If you truly want to have the whole PowerPoint, I am happy to email it to you. I am here to make a difference, so not every single word on the slide will, and you can take pictures, do whatever you want. I want you to, but I just want to have this so that you can actually see the statistics that very high numbers, that people are basically all 3 points are the full message is that a lot of people in this world are afraid of speaking. Basically, that's the message. And very high, it's grown, and 98.4% have social anxiety conditions. I had fear of speaking publicly. 61% claimed that the public speaking improved their career opportunities. So this is just to tell you that there's so many people who are struggling speaking, and that is why hopefully coming in here will actually do something good for you. Okay, how to conquer the fear of networking and public speaking. The 3 Ps. It's really simple. I'm not teaching you rocket science. I'm not teaching you anything that I had to go get a PhD for. I'm teaching you something that's just very fundamental in our lives. Common sense, really. A lot of people actually don't have common sense. So it's still good to learn, right? I'm just being real, right? Some people, you think, well, isn't that something that you would know already? No, actually, you have to say it. So I actually want to be that speaker who will actually say it, so that it might ring true and differently in your ears. Because something that I say, tons of speakers say. But maybe when it comes out of my mouth, and I look at you in the eye, and I actually say it to you, and do a nod, do some body language that affected you, you might think, oh my God, I remember that. And so I want to be that speaker that speaks to you. I am looking in your eye so that I can affect change. Okay, the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and perform. Not difficult. How do you prepare? Now, I'm really, really into not just showing up somewhere and just putting it on. It's very important that your audience are very smart. When you speak, even if it's one-on-one, we are humans. We sense things. We have the chemistry when we have that energy that we feel when somebody you just spoken to in 60 seconds, you know you love them already. Sometimes in 60 seconds, I absolutely don't want to continue this conversation. I need to make up. Your head is just going, how do I get out of this conversation? How do I get out of it? By the way, when you get into that conversation where you want to get out of it, I say the best excuse is like, oh, I'm really sorry, I really need to run to the bathroom. Can we connect later on? And that's the best way, because some people just don't feel, and you end up standing there wasting your time, listening to somebody talk for maybe 10, 15 minutes. Every minute counts when you're in this type of an environment, when you're networking, every minute counts, every person is there to meet you and make a difference. So let's start off with the first point. Everything that you do before the speech, every day, all day. So when I talk about your speech, I'm not talking about you standing on the stage. Some of you may not be speakers. Some of you are here for marketing and you're behind the scenes and stuff. I'm talking about whenever you open your mouth to speak, be it with a sister, your mother, or a colleague, a teacher, professor, I don't know who you get to speak to, even in the grocery store with the cashier. Every time you open your mouth to speak, you are a speaker. And I want you to know that whatever you say changes people's lives. So every day, all day, you got to think about, how do you hold yourself? What energy are you giving? How do you organize, plan, and time manage and discipline your life? Now, this is really important. I'm sure you know, and I guess it's foundational stuff, but to be successful is to be good at time management, to be good at organization. Once you are not discombobulated, once you know you're going to be there and you have your life in order, you are going to speak better. You are confident because you know your schedule, you know what you're going to achieve that day. You might write things to do. You might want, a week of goals that you wanted, baby steps, baby goals. Now, if you check off those things, it really elevates you in your spirituality, in your way of going out to the world, presenting yourself. How do you want to present yourself every day? What do you want to wear? How do you feel when you're wearing the piece of clothing you wear? I know this is... Some people are like, you know what, every day is just t-shirt, jeans is fine. No, but because people truly do judge you. They judge you when they look at you. Unfortunately, because, they might judge you. You might not be into fashion at all. But be comfortable. Be comfortable in who you are. So what you're wearing presents yourself. Even you might be in t-shirt and jeans, but that's who you are. You're very casual, right? So I really stress that if you are a speaker and you're a presenter, what you wear, it is important because people will judge you, how you present yourself, right? Positive thoughts, positive affirmations. Every day, all day, I am thankful and grateful. And I actually didn't begin my speech thanking you guys because I always do, perhaps because I'm just feeling I see people smiling at me, I see people giving me great energy, giving me feedback, and I just wanted to get right into it. But I truly do thank each and one of you because there's so many conferences out there. You chose to be in this one to be with me, so thank you so much for choosing to be here. And I am the guest of honor for the conferences, so most of you who are winning awards today, I will be the one presenting to you. And now we have a little rapport because I'm seeing people giving me back the good energy, and then we'll take some pictures later on. Live in gratitude, that's easy to understand, but not easy to practice. Please practice living in gratitude every day, all day. If you can say a thank you to anyone, compliment anyone, give good energy, that's all part of gratitude. Build your confidence. How do you build your confidence? And can someone actually tell me, give me an example of how you can build confidence? Anybody know? Working out, yes, absolutely. That's health, yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Yeah? Smiling, yes, that's my number one answer. Smiling. I always say, so I'm an executive producer of a TV show called Speak Up on Amazon Prime, and if you look for my episode in season 1, I'm episode number 12. My first thing that I say is, the way to break the ice right away is smiling. In fact, somebody at the back there earlier, who was a photographer, said, are you the next Keynote? I'm like, yes, I am. It's like, can you make sure you smile so I can take some good pictures? I'm like, I'm always smiling. You're preaching to the choir. I'm always smiling, so that's good. Everything you consume matters. So I'm talking about not just food, not just not just food. Mostly people, when you say consume, you're thinking about what you eat, which is really important. But I'm talking about what you listen to. Nowadays, we have so many podcasts, right? And people just somehow get to hear a podcast and they hear it. You've got to be attuned to and present to what you're listening to. Is it making you become a better person? Are you learning from it? Or did you set aside time specifically to listen to something that is more kind of like, I call it like trash TV, but for your ears, you know? Like I set aside time literally to watch my Housewives, right? Who likes watching the Housewives, right? You know, but I know I chose that time to watch trash TV because that's what I need, right? But all the other times, and what kind of music are you listening to? Are you listening to music that actually makes you feel good? Or are you listening to music that's talking about stuff that it's not good for you, right? So, but again, I'm not judging the music. I want you to know when you want to listen to that music is okay, because that is you might like the beat and stuff like that, but it's important for you to be aware why you chose the artist that you're listening to, and if you're just passing time on autoplay, right? So that's what I mean by what you consume. Envision yourself living your best life, achieving your goals. We know as successful people, the first thing you must do is be able to close your eyes and envision yourself. Like every time I stand on stage, I actually need to see the room. I need to feel the audience. I need to see what type of demographic I have, which now I know, right? But I also like to see the stage and envision myself. So if you apply that to your goals, how do you envision yourself achieving that goal? Do you see yourself in that role already? If you see yourself in that role already, that means you're closer to achieving it, you're manifesting it. And then last, of course, surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in you, and who want you to succeed. So really, how many people in this room actually have a mentor? Okay, about 50% of you. That's great, that's great. My mentor changed my life. My mentors changed my life. And they don't have to be people you pay. They could be people who you just look up to, who are walking the walk and talking the talk, and actually doing things that you envision yourself seeing. But it is good to pay someone to be a mentor as well, because when you've transacted money, it makes you more serious about what you do and what you learn from this person. And I've had many mentors in my life. The very first mentor truly changed my life. And so now I'm going to go into a little bit of my personal story. I have 4 children. And when I turned 40, I had a big 40th birthday party. And my twins were 8 months around that time. And I asked people to write on a rock for me what would be the one word they used to describe me. And I put it all into a vase. And one particular rock said, "Get shit done." He took 3 words, and that one rock actually changed my life, because I looked at it, because I was just a mother of 4. I had a part-time fashion business, and I didn't quite know what I wanted to be at that time, and I knew I wanted to do something. I wanted to come back out to the world, even if I am a mother of 4, to make a difference in the world. And that rock said, "Get shit done." Okay. What did I want to do that? Okay, let me go search for what I want to do. So I signed up to do tons of conferences, just like you're sitting in your seat right now. I don't know, each one of you, why you chose to come here. If it's a friend who inspired you, if it's the 2.0 marketing conference, 2.0 conferences people who contacted you, you may have had thoughts, but you're here. You're here. There's a reason you're here, and find out that reason. So when I was sitting in your seat and looking at my mentor speaking, at that time he wasn't my mentor, obviously, but I was listening to him speak. I was like, everything he said just rang so true in my heart. I really need to contact him and do something about it. And so I hired him as my mentor. And because he had such a big network, he believed in me so much. He started introducing me to all the right people. He put me on a TV show called Elevator Pitch, and I was one of the sharks. And I'd never been in a seat like that before. I've never been an investor like that before. I've been a real estate investor, but buying houses and stuff. But at that point, he asked me to sit in the seat to actually give money or, contribute and become an angel investor for other entrepreneurs. And I was really, excuse my French, but pissing in my pants the night before. And I know when I was watching Shark Tank, sometimes the math I don't understand it. What do you mean by $100,000 for 15% of the company? I'm like calculating in my head. And I had a brother-in-law who just was very good at numbers. So I had a little interview with him. I was like, what does it mean? Because I got to be on this show tomorrow. I have confidence. I have the money. I know who I am. I know I'm great with people. I know I have beautiful business sense. I know how to make money. But I have 5 more minutes. That's it. I thought I have 30 minutes. Has it been 25 minutes already? Really? Oh my God, okay. Well, talk to me afterwards. But anyway, so after that, I went on this show, and I became a shark, and I started interviewing, I started watching people pitch me, and that's when it came to me that I became an investor in entrepreneurs. They did not know how to pitch me. They talked to me like they were incompetent. They talked to me like they didn't know what their business was. And so as a shark sitting on that chair, I was like, I really need to help these entrepreneurs. I really need to be able to teach them how to pitch me. Like teach them to make me feel like I can be confident in giving them $500,000, giving them $25,000, and giving them whatever they're asking. So that's how my Yes Academy came to fruition, and this is how I became a business coach, how to become a speaking coach. I have a lot more slides. I'm so sorry, time flies. I love to talk, I love to teach. 10 minutes, okay, they increased it. See, I'm the guest of honor. Come on, give me more time. Trust me, you'll want to be in here. Anyway, so without keeping on going, I'm going to teach you some more. I want to teach you. So practice is the second P. Practice comes with experience because real practice comes with real audience. So when you practice at home in the mirror, that's good. You can practice, but put yourself in conferences like this and get yourself on stage, even if it means you have to pay for it. Those dollars that you pay for to get an audience, it's going to take you somewhere. And that's why I love this conference, because they're giving you an award. They're lifting you up, right? I've had people contact me and say, what are these conferences? I'm like, these conferences will actually really help you get out there, get practicing, get speaking, get meeting people, and getting an award so you have more credibility. Because I care about marketing, I care about PR. It's how you present yourself to the world that matters. It's a very mental and an internal process. When you have the opportunity to stand on stage, you better be confident in yourself because people will feel you. And it's a mental game that you're playing with yourself. So in this day and age of social media, what I want to say is in practice, you can actually really practice every single day, all day, because of our phones, because of the selfie that you can literally, I teach my clients, I'm like, this is your homework this week, and, I would say, okay, this week, your homework is, I need you to do a video a day and talk about any topic that you want. So you bring up your phone, and I really encourage you to do that for yourself, to practice speaking. You look at yourself, you press the record button, and you just say, hi, my name is Didi Wong, and today I really want to talk about my green jacket. Why did I wear green today? And you just go on and on. You're just really practicing talking. You're practicing speaking. So that's why I'm saying use the social media, and then if you don't be afraid to post and then take it out, post. That really just practice and use social media to your advantage. Okay, the term practice makes perfect is a great reminder, but you really do not want to be perfect. Okay, this is the thing. Most speakers, or most speaking teachers teach you to memorize your speech or rehearse 1,000 times. And I am a little bit unique in the way I teach speaking, and that is that I don't want you to memorize. and I really don't want you to rehearse too much. I want you to work on your confidence elsewhere. I want you to look at your notebook and put down the points that you want to talk about. And then speak around the points, because you are authentic. Most people see you, they want you to be an approachable person so that they can actually learn from you. So I've been told that my speaking style is just very off the cuff, very authentic, and very real. And most people come up to me after speaking is just like, oh my God, I love your speech because you're so authentic. I can really relate. And that is what I would love. If you want to be a speaker, I want you to become an authentic speaker. Very important part, make your audience feel and remember how they felt when they heard you speak. A week from now, maybe even tomorrow, you may forget all the words that I've said. You may forget any words I've said, but you will actually remember how I made you feel. So that is what I meant by that. Pictures just showing you all the conferences I've done. This is actually quite old. I've done many, many more since then. But I want you to maybe write this down if you have a notebook. Write down the acronym. I'm going to teach you the acronym. So B stands for body language. 7% is in your words. 93% is actually in your body language. How you stand, your facial expressions, just smile like you said earlier. How you actually have eye contact with people. Those are extremely subtle but very important things when you actually speak to someone. People are smiling back at me. I can really feel some of your energy that you're receiving me. And as a speaker, it's really nice to feel. Energy-wise, I talked a little bit about that earlier. You said working out is very important. Physically, mentally, how are your mood? Meaning, the night before, are you giving yourself a good 8 hours sleep? Are you drinking water? Are you eating well? All of that comes into play. Who do you allow yourself to speak to before you speak? You have those toxic people in your life that every time you speak to them, you get off the phone, maybe not happy. Don't be speaking to them before you get on stage. And the people who lift you up, have them, text them, I'm about to go on stage, they'll be like, you got this, Anybody you have in your life that kind of motivates you and lifts you up, you want those people to be around you. By the way, that is one aspect of building confidence. Earlier, I was asking how to build confidence, is to make sure you surround yourself with a group of people who lift you up and don't talk down at you. So content, clarity in your content, how you form your sentences matter. What words do you choose to use to display your content? How do you describe things? Make sure your content is well thought out and well organized. The clearer you are in your mind on what you're going to say, the clearer your audience will be. People can sense if you are discombobulated in your head and you're not sure, you're not organized in your head. But if you're organized in your head, how you speak will be effective. But don't be afraid to be spontaneous, like I do. If I were a very rehearsed speaker, I would probably not have broken out and just said hi to my client Anne here. I probably wouldn't have broken out and just said something that's just in my head, right? I want you to practice being spontaneous and in the moment. That is what makes speaking very special. And your emotional alignment, okay, what does that mean? I have my boyfriend here. I'm going to point you out, baby. He's a newscaster. I always wonder when newscasters talk about, murders and dogs dying or things like that sad. They're not allowed to really react to what the news is really, right? They have to deliver the message with kind of like a stern face. I would say as a speaker, and when you're speaking, when you're talking about a story, you're storytelling, make sure you're not smiling when you're talking about something that is sad. I've seen a lot of speakers smile through. You want your emotion to align with what you're saying. So in the speech that I've been talking to you, there are moments where I've paused. I don't know if you've noticed, because I'm really teaching you as I'm speaking. And there are times when I'm rushing my words a little bit. There are times when I've stopped. There are times when I've slowed down. And then there are times when I might be looking at you in the eye, right? Those are all emotional alignment with what I'm saying. And I might be more assertive with something, and I might be more jovial with other things. So really be aware of how you're speaking, what you're speaking, and if your emotional alignment is on point with how your audience will receive you. Pronunciation. I'm lucky because I grew up in England, and the British accent is just clearer. Although I will say sometimes when I get on stage, I have an inner pace that is fast, so I tend to speak faster on stage because I've got my adrenaline going. So watch yourself. Make sure you calm down, slow down, be clear when you're saying something. And if it's something that's important, use that pause. I'm sure I put it in there somewhere. Use that pause. My dad taught me, Didi, if you're going to be my dad is a judge and a lawyer in Hong Kong, criminal lawyer. He has to stand in front of jury and judge to defend, right? And so he taught me this that I will never forget is make sure you use your pauses. So I use them more often nowadays. Intonation. This is the fun part of speaking. Make sure you're not monochrome. Like you want to have some highs and some lows. Your voice really takes you on. Now I got real 5 minutes. Okay, I got it. Thank you. And really use your voice in a way that you can go high and then you can go low and practice. And almost like you're singing. And it really, really helps with, especially you're a speaker, I'm like, oh my God, you can see people like, just like, when is this speaker going to finish? Because it's so boring because of the tone. The pace, I talked about that, how fast you are. Maybe you can practice yourself, press on the start button on your timer, and maybe read something and see, or even just say something, anything. See how fast you speak. It's good to know for yourself how many words you can fit into 1 minute. Your volume. In speaking on stage, it's really important to use your volume. Sometimes when you actually whisper, people listen more. And you use your body language and you lean in, you can actually engage your audience more. And of course, time. As you can see, I'm very punctual. I like to be time, and I make sure I'll finish in about 4 minutes. Make sure, as a speaker, you want to be on time. Now, when you're having conversations today, tomorrow, and the next day, and networking, make sure you do not exhaust your time. Like when you have finished a conversation, you know it's done, move on to the next person. Don't go on and on and on and on and on and on and on but about what you do. People will get bored and they will not want to call you back or text you back or be in touch with you if you are like long-winded. And I am nearly finished. I wanted to tell you something more before. So of course, as I am into Instagram and social media, building your credibility, building up your followers is important. It's part of business. Not doing it for show, doing it for the sake of wanting to be better, wanting to inspire. I would love for you guys to follow me on Instagram. And if you so inclined, you can email me and have questions. But I do want to leave you with this one thought that, turn every stranger into an ally title that I have. So I'll give you a quick story, which will take 2 minutes and I'll finish. I want to give you a story of when we had the pandemic. And I was literally speaking probably for 90 seconds in a networking setting. So it was one of kind of those round tables where you speak to a group of people, then you kind of go to another room and you speak to another room, and then you go to another room and you speak to another room. But it's all about networking, and you only have 2 minutes really to introduce yourself. So the reason why I am really good at my elevator pitch is because I don't start my elevator pitch with, hi, my name is Dame Didi Wong, and I'm an international award-winning speaker, angel investor, movie and TV producer, philanthropist. I have my own foundation, and I'm a mother of 4. That is not wrong, just so you know. I want you guys to be more innovative in answering, what do you do? In answering whenever anybody asks you. Don't come off with, hi, my name is this, and my title. I would want to give you a little bit of a way to do it differently. So if somebody asks me, Didi, what do you do? If I choose to want to keep it to the lane of my entrepreneurship or my coaching, I would say, 93% of people actually fail in their first, 93% of entrepreneurs who leave their paycheck to paycheck jobs and decide to be an entrepreneur, they fail in their first 18 months of being an entrepreneur because they don't know what to do. Well, I'm somebody who wants to lower that number. So I'm a business coach, and I'm a speaking coach, and I actually help entrepreneurs not waste time, not waste money, so that they can actually be successful and be the 11 or 13% of those people who can actually get to the top and remain at the top and be a successful entrepreneur. So if you have any questions about how do you answer that question, I'm actually writing a book on it right now called What Do You Do? And keep in touch with me. I'm very approachable, truly want to help you guys. I have a huge network of anywhere from the Pope to the mayor, to people who are just coming out trying to build a company themselves. I have the whole gamut. I am very generous with my relationship capital. If you come to me and I like you and I care about what you have to say, I will be that person who will change your life. Thank you so much for your time, and come say hi to me later on. Thank you, thank you, thank you.